who's with us. Although it's so much easier when we're in person and I can see everybody in the audience and when our guests have signed in. And tonight we're going to hear from candidates, and then we're going to have an open town hall meeting, what's going on in West Boca. And I know that some candidates had other engagements and will be in between engagements, and they'll be calling in or they'll be zooming in when they're available. So it's not that we're hearing from one and not the other.
Recording in progress.
Every candidate's been invited. So we'll get to the candidates, and then next month we're going to talk next month on the referendum for workforce housing that's coming up, and certainly we're hoping that everybody will support that. So first, let me introduce who's here, and I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to lean into the screen because I can't see. It's one of those things of getting old. You've all been there. You've all seen me doing it. So thank you. Got it. We have, and actually, as I introduce you, you can give an update. Captain Moss, what's been going on out here? It's been crazy.
Yes, I agree. Real quick on crime for West Boca as of this year. Good news is our vehicle thefts are down. The bad news is our vehicle burglaries are up. And what we used to see a year or two ago with the young kids just trying door handles has now changed to groups of maybe a little bit older people actually breaking out car windows. And like we had a whole bunch this weekend and almost nothing was stolen. So we have some theories as to what they're actually looking for specifically. But things have changed in terms of vehicle burglaries. Now they're breaking windows instead of just trying door handles. That's an update there. If anyone was caught up in traffic yesterday at Glades and Lyons, Glades and 441, Glades and the Turnpike, we apologize for any traffic delays. Someone left a suspicious backpack at the gas station there. We had to call out our bomb squad, and it was found to be just a backpack full of garbage with some wires sticking out. But, we can't take that chance of just opening it up and seeing if it's something real. So we apologize for any traffic delays, and that's about it. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Want to say also that Lieutenant Dan Piccolo is also here tonight with me. So if anyone wants to wave over to him, he's down in my bottom left corner of the screen.
Thank you. Leslie Schreiber is here with us tonight too from Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. And Leslie, we've got a great program coming up. Do you want to talk about that for a minute? Or no? I know I saw Leslie sign in.
I think I got it. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Captain, hi. Thank you, Sherry. On October 12th, from 8:30 to 10 a.m. in the morning, at Einstein Brothers Bagels, we invite all of you to join Captain Moss and all the officers from District 7, West Boca, for coffee and conversation with your officers. Our therapy dogs will be there. So come on down, please have a free cup of coffee, enjoy some conversation with, you know how great Dave Moss is, Captain Moss. So you'll know how great all the other officers are. And we look forward to seeing everybody. And please, like I said, it's free coffee. Come on down. We'd love to see and hear from you. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you, Leslie. We're looking forward to that, and we will be sending out further information to all the members in West Boca.
Yeah,
and tonight
we're doing this in conjunction with the West Boca Community Council. I forgot to say that. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll send out more information on it. Tonight we have from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, one of my favorite chiefs, is with us tonight. If you want to give us an update on the latest recognition recognition that Palm Beach County Fire Rescue got that we're so proud.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi guys, it's Neil Nemchek. I'm a new face to you guys. I've been with Palm Beach County for 15 years. So I've been a battalion chief in Boca Raton for the last 3 years, and I'm looking forward to meeting you guys more over the course of the coming years. So we did receive at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue an ISO rating of 1. That's the Insurance Service Office. ISO 1 is the highest rating that you can get in the country. Out of 40,000 departments that were rated by ISO, only 480 have an ISO 1. So it was very hard to obtain this. It's the highest rank. It's the best rating. And a lot of work and a lot of effort went into obtaining it. Previously, we were rated on an ISO 4, so it is quite an accomplishment. And just to give you a real brief overview of all the effort that go into this, we went from doing 1,900 inspections to over 10,000. Our training hours went up to 270 hours per person per year. And we have our spare fleet has a quick turnaround. We have spare engines now that are 95% stocked and really ready to be swapped and turned around real quickly. But a lot of the rating comes down to the training and the water supply. So we tested and we trained really diligently on like relay pumping, water shuttles, stuff to get water on the fire in a really relatively quick fashion. Virginia Baker is really quite pleased with the rating. And it was a group effort. It was really a hard effort by our entire team. And the commission presented a plaque to our fire department, which was really nice at the last commission meeting. So that's something to be proud of. What it does do for the residents, one, it shows that businesses will have they get sort of a discount on their insurance. And two, it's a great selling point for any business saying, look, we're ready for any fire, for any hazard that comes here, that you have the best fire department in the country, and it's right here. Of those 480, we are the largest or the second to largest. Normally departments our size don't get ISO 1, so it just shows you the effort that we had to use to get that. I do have a couple other updates that are going on in the county, some really good things. We're doing a pilot program. We were selected by the medical director in Florida to do whole blood transfers pre-hospital. We're the first people to be doing this so what it is, essentially, we have whole blood on our EMS vehicles on certain apparatuses, and they go, and if you have a trauma and you're losing blood before the hospital, we're able to give it in a pre-hospital setting. Since we've been piloting this, we've given it 3 times. And one person was saved, according to the trauma surgeon, directly saying, hey, listen, that pre-hospital blood saved that person's life. So just in the last few weeks, we've already saved someone's life by piloting this here. Currently, it's in the central part of the county, but we're working on the logistics to make it roll out and countywide. So it'll be soon in our area in West Boca. Hiring, we are hiring. We just went through a hiring process. The application period closed, and we're going to be hiring about 400 people over the course of the next year. That's our expected hiring rate, which is a large amount. And that's through retirements, and we're opening another 3 fire stations in this next year. That's the projected should this budget pass. Hurricane season is on us, so we've had, knock on some wood here, we've had a nice quiet season so far, but just remember we are in the peak of season, so I just want to remind everyone to have a plan, make sure you have your supplies in place, because we're not through the season yet. A little more local to West Boca, we have the Cross Country Invitational this Friday. It's an all-day event at Bert Harrison Park, so the kids are going to be running. Come on out and join us and see us. And support those children. And we worked with Palm Beach County Traffic Control, and we updated some of our lights to increase our response areas and our response timing. And 54 zone, that's on 185th and 441. And at 51, that's on Judge Winnicott and 441. So the timing of those lights when we hit the button to get out the door has slightly changed. We just tweaked the timing. The overall timing stayed the same. It's still about an 80-second window where our lights are green. But it's helped improve our response. So There are further improvements that are coming on 185th. That's the side street. It's used for just that school in the background. But there's going to be a small light that's back there, and some do not block. Anything is going to go on the asphalt in front of both of those stations. So that's all I got for the update. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions, I'm here.
Thank you. I know that you guys are always there, and we appreciate it. We're going to go with some of the candidates because I know they have other places to go. First, we have the United States representatives candidates that are running for the United States representative. And first, we'll hear from Joe Budd. Welcome, Joe. You want to unmute? Give 1 sec. But or does he need to unmute?
I'm unmuted now. How much time did you say I had?
2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, all right. Just thank you for having me. Thank you for all of you who wear uniforms. I really appreciate you. Learn a little bit about my story. I was born in the projects. I grew up in a minority neighborhood. My father was a policeman, and I can remember as a 7-year-old standing at the top of the steps watching my father leave for work in his riot gear back in 1970. Scared to death I might never see him again, and that's very important to me to have the back of the blue in the community. That's why I had earned the endorsement of the Palm Beach County and Broward County Police Benevolent Associations during my primary run, because that's a personal, important matter to me. I'm a financial advisor. I have about $100 million of assets under management. I think what that screams is people trust me with their money. And I've been doing that for 29 years here in the West Boca community. I am a member of your community here. I know this is the West Boca Council. I currently live in Boca Woods Country Club. I lived in this Boca Springs development for 19 years as well. I spent 4 years out east, and then I moved back. I prefer it here in the west side of town in Boca than I did in the east side of town. I'm running for Congress. I was the first guy who ran against Ted Deutsch back in 2010 when the district was a much heavier Democrat district than what it is today. The Cook Political Report says the Democrats have a 5% advantage. I think the Republicans have a great opportunity this year around with all the damage that's been done to our economy. I mean, just with the stock market today was down another 4 or 5%, depending upon what part of it you were in. We have record high gas prices, runaway inflation, record high food costs, record high housing costs, record high medical costs, and the people that were knocking on the doors in the lower middle income neighborhoods, they're getting hurt the worst by what's going on in this economy. So I think that's one of the most important things that we can fix right out of the gates. Again, I'm Joe Budd. I'm your Republican candidate for Congressional District 23. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Next, Jared. I saw you on here. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while.
Thanks for having me this evening. Appreciate it. Good to be here.
Jared, hold on. I think we muted. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know I'll start from the beginning. So I'm Jared Moskowitz. Good to be with you. Good to be here with Joe Budd. Appreciate it. I had experience working with this organization and the folks when I was a city commissioner in the city of Parkland when we took Nob Hill off the plan and the wedge came into the city of Parkland. So I'm born and raised in Broward County. Got elected to a city commission when I was 25 years old. I was a law student at the time. Got to work in my local community and help the kids in the community build ball fields, work on roads, really learn about local government. Then I got elected to the state house where I worked on big state issues, but none bigger, obviously, when the Marjory Stoneman Douglas School shooting happened at my high school in my neighborhood, and I passed the bipartisan Marjory Stoneman Douglas School Safety Act with my Republican colleagues and Rick Scott signing that bill. The governor from the opposite party, Ron DeSantis, decided to appoint me to be the emergency management director for the state of Florida since I had 10 years of emergency management experience. And I was in charge of the entire recovery efforts in the Panhandle after a Category 5 storm, Hurricane Michael, and for the first 18 months of the complete state of Florida COVID-19 response. When there was, I left that job because my dad unfortunately got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And when there was a vacancy on the Broward County Commission, the governor, again from the opposite party, came once again to me and asked if I wanted to be on the Broward County Commission. So why am I running for Congress? I'm running for Congress because we are a nation at a crossroads between going forward and going backwards. We have things like women's rights on the ballot, watching 48 years of law be shredded by the Supreme Court. We have kitchen table issues. It is important about food prices and gas prices and inflation and the cost of living. And I've worked on those issues both in the legislature and the county commission. So I have the experience to go to Washington to work on these issues, and I appreciate the time and hopefully can appreciate, I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you both for coming tonight. Next, State Rep, Dorcas Hernandez. Dorcas, welcome to the West Boca Community Council.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dorcas Hernandez. Thank you so much for the invitation. I am running for State House, District 92. I'm the new voice for the people, and I'm seeking to be the new voice for our community, our district, and our Palm Beach County. Our district is a brand new district, District 92. I have 20 years of experience in leadership as well. I manage my own business. I'm original from Peru. I was born and raised in Peru. And a few years ago, I became an American citizen, and I'm running for a State House. I live the American dream. I believe I'm the last of that generation living the American dream. And now I'm stepping up to the plate to lead our community, to bring back safety in our area, our community, the best education, to improve and bring more jobs to our Palm Beach County. And I'm proudly married to a lieutenant, firefighter, paramedic who have served over 20 years in Palm Beach County in our community. So I'm very, very excited to meet you. Please check my website. It's dorcashernandez.com, and I'll be more than glad to meet you in person, or we can have a phone call as well. And I will looking forward to hear more details of the issues that is affecting our community, but also to be the new representative in the State House or representative in Tallahassee in District 92. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Next, no stranger, our current representative, Kelly Skidmore.
Sherry, good evening. Good evening, Alan. Lots of friends here. Rodney, Leslie, Lieutenant, Captain. Great to see you guys. Welcome, Dorcas. We haven't met yet, so it's great to meet you. I am Kelly Skidmore. I'm running for District 92. I'm currently the state representative for District 81. And through reapportionment, the district boundaries have changed and the numbers have changed for Palm Beach County. So many of you have known me for a long time. I grew up in Deerfield Beach, right down the block. And I've basically lived in two cities for most of my life, Deerfield and Boca Raton, except for a brief stint in Gainesville. I'm currently the CEO of the Palm Beach County Medical Society and Services, and proud to run that nonprofit that's been a part of our community for more than 100 years. So District 92 changed a little bit. It's West Boca, but it's not all of West Boca anymore. A lot of that goes into District 91 now, and it's West El Rey and West Boynton. The issues are the same no matter where we go. However, we are dealing with incredibly high or unavailable, high cost or unavailable property insurance for many of our homeowners. We are looking at rents and property prices that are unattainable. So that American dream is not available for as many people as it has been in the past. I am a member of the minority. I've served for 4 years previously, and I was staff for 10 years, and I've always worked in the minority. And yet I still am able to bring home millions of dollars to the district, pass legislation, whether it's through the standard bill process, the amendatory process, proviso language, whatever the case may be. My experience has provided me with the endorsements of dozens of organizations and more than 40 elected officials in Palm Beach County. Experience matters in the legislature when we're looking at a massive exodus of both Democrats and Republicans, not just due to term limits, but due to people moving for other reasons, moving out of the legislature. And so when I head back in November, there will be 3 people in the House Democratic Caucus that have been there for more than 4 years. And so I really believe that my experience, my knowledge, and my perspective, as well as vision, is important in the legislature. And I'm looking forward to serving you again for the next 2 years. My name's Kelly Skidmore, running for House District 92. It's my honor to serve you.
Thank you. Next, and Andy Thompson. I'm sorry. I don't know if Andy's made it onto ours. Andy, are you here?
This is Brian Dees. I'm his campaign manager. I don't believe he's going to be able to make it tonight.
Okay, Brian, do you want to speak a couple minutes about our friend?
Yeah, if I could, absolutely. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Real quickly, thank you so much for allowing me to speak tonight. As I said, my name is Brian Dees. I'm the campaign manager for Andy Thompson. Unfortunately, he was unable to make it tonight due to commitments with his current role on Boca City Council. But he did ask me to share a little bit about himself. Andy Thompson is a Boca Raton City Councilman, attorney, local youth sports coach, and a father of 5. He's currently running for state representative in District 93. Because of redistricting, it's changed a little bit. It now encompasses all of Boca Raton, parts of West Boca, and Highland Beach. Andy is a consensus builder and a moderate who will work with all sides to lower taxes, protect our beaches and environment, and support our first responders. Andy says keeping our family and community safe has always been a top priority, and the State House, who will work to invest in clean energy jobs and pass policies that keep our beaches, our waterfront, and our waterfronts clean and beautiful for generations. As well, he's championing policies that encourage job creation, economic development, and he will bring that same approach to Tallahassee. Election day is Tuesday, November 8th, with early voting beginning October 24th. And if you have any questions, you can always learn more about Andy and his campaign at andyforflorida.com, or you can follow our Facebook page. You can look us up, Andy for Florida. Thank you again for allowing me to speak. Again, any questions, you can also email me at brian@andyforflorida.com. Thanks again.
Thank you, Brian. We appreciate it. We did invite Andy's opponent and never heard back from him. So I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Ellen's kicking me under the table. Are there any other candidates on tonight's Zoom that we missed? I didn't think so.
I don't think so.
We tried to be inclusive and make sure that we got everybody. So now we're going to go to West Boca issues and what's going on in West Boca, things that we need to work on, things that we have worked on in the past month, things that maybe your community needs some help with that we can help with. I'll just give a couple updates. One, Eric Call, Director of Palm Beach County Parks and Recs, is retiring this month. And for those of you that know Eric or didn't know Eric, Eric's been instrumental in South County Regional Park, the Bert Aronson Park, the amphitheater, the events at the amphitheater, the cross country with the high schools, which to me I think it is fantastic that we have our schools and our parks working together and having these events at the park. And there's a lot of kids out there. I don't know how they do it, quite honestly. I go to the dog park every afternoon and those kids are out there running and it is hot, but God bless them, they're out there and they're out there on weekends. So if you are out in the park when these meets are going on, please be careful. Pay attention to what's going on. And again, congratulations to Eric Paul. We look forward to working with the new Director of Parks and Recreation. Also, John Archambault from Solid Waste Authority, and that name should ring a bell to many of the community leaders. John was our go-to guy at Solid Waste Authority who helped us after every hurricane, the big hurricanes, the landscape debris, getting the communities cleaned up, the trash removed off the side of the roads. So we wish John well in his retirement. And again, we look forward to working with his successor. This past month, Palm Beach County, there were several meetings. One, I was very happy to go to the one where Palm Beach County Fire Rescue was recognized, absolutely well deserved. The other big county meeting this month was the land swap, the GL land swap with the community, or with the land next to Stonebridge. The county commission voted to postpone that vote, which will come up again next May, maybe, if GL wants to pursue it further. We asked the county commissioner to, yes, postpone it. We supported it because there was a lot of misinformation that was going out in West Boca, especially as to flooding, and that we believe not to be true, but that we do want to hear from Lake Worth Drainage. They were supporting the project, and we want to hear from them the true story on flooding. If that is developed, would it cause all of us to have flood issues in West Boca? To me, it doesn't make sense. It would be make more sense that if it's developed and the community has lakes and holds the water on that land, and water coming off of 441, it would definitely help the Boca Chase community, Boca Chase Drive, that floods frequently in heavy rains. Currently, the farmer that's renting the land from GL, when it rains, he opens his weir and he does not need permission like the communities do. He opens his weirs and lets the water into the canal, which is what floods out Boca Chase. They have nowhere to drain. So, but we want to confirm that with Lake Worth Drainage, if this does come back up in May for a vote with the county commission, so we know we have the facts before we support or we don't support. I will say the surrounding communities most impacted from that land swap, if it went through, they were in favor of it. So, and as always, we take a lot of that into consideration before we make a decision. There is still talk, and it's still happening, the reclaimed water, which I'm going to turn that, this is Ellen's deal. I'm going to let her talk about the reclaimed water project.
We've been working on the hi everyone, I'm Ellen Winnicott. We've been talking about reclaimed water for more than 3 years since it came to our attention through the Palm Beach County Water Utilities Department. And at that time, about more than 3 years ago, we put together a meeting for the communities that were going to be affected in West Boca as reclaimed water comes from Broward County. It's a regional project, comes from Broward County into Palm Beach County and is distributed. The goal is to have it go to golf courses and be used for landscaping. It is not potable water, but we've done a lot of research on it, and it will go. The communities that is bypassing are Loggers Run, Boca, Winds, and Mission Bay. And I'm looking at a map and I'm kind of laughing at myself. I almost got divorced in a tunnel in Madrid because I couldn't read a map. But it is going all the way. It's going to go, I can do this. Passing the communities of Boca Winds, Boca Falls, going to Osprey Point so they can use it for Osprey Point. Going to Osprey, they can use it for the golf course, Loggers Run, Boca Woods, and then it will go down Kane to Kimberly, and then north up Lyons, past Flintmore. So there are a lot of communities that are looking for this, and of course, it was the project was canceled due to the pandemic, and now it's back on, and there's been some concern in the community about its efficacy, and we're concerned and talking about what is reclaimed water. It is highly treated, it is filtered, and it's disinfected wastewater that can be used for landscaping purposes. Is it safe? It's treated, it's filtered and disinfected, and I I've been to more than one meeting with this group, and I'm going to, in fact, go to their plant where they actually do the treatment in about a month, a little less than a month or so. So to see how it's actually done, and it is known to be safe, but since we represent the communities in West Boca, we continue to look for facts and make sure that it is safe so that we can make strong recommendations to the homeowners groups. There have been no confirmed problems with any ill effects on health. I found out, and I asked I work at Lynn University, so I asked my boss, who is involved in environmental things, what he knows about reclaimed water. And I was surprised to find out that Lynn University has been using reclaimed water for more than 10 years. I didn't realize it. There's no odor whatsoever that I was aware of, and the grounds are beautiful. The benefits of all of this are that it's going to reduce the strain on our drinking supply. It will help sustain the life of plants and animals, and if there is a drought, it will eliminate restrictions on irrigation, and it does contain some nutrients that will enhance the landscape. We stay in touch with South Florida Water Management, and I'm looking forward to touring their facility. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? I never thought that I would be behind this, but it's been fascinating to watch it progress, and I've learned quite a bit. I was fortunate enough when we saw the first presentation to be sitting next to a highly renowned virologist who was keeping me current on the science. So I do feel more informed, and I wish I had known that virologist when I was taking chemistry. So we're here to listen to any questions or concerns, because people do have concerns, and we're here to find the facts. So if anybody needs anything, please reach out to us, and we will take your questions forward.
Not just on reclaimed water, on any questions or concerns. Nobody? Well, then I'll remind you that back to school, we're going to put this on our website, and thank you, Captain Moss, for sending this. The rules on stopping and the laws on stopping when the buses are discharging the students. If everybody please slow down just a little bit, be mindful of the kids. I know a lot of communities complain that the parents are parked at the entrance, they're parked on the grass, and that's an issue with their community. It's really got nothing to do with the sheriff's office. Most communities, they do resolve those issues amongst themselves and their parents. But if you would just slow down and be careful. It's precious cargo. It's our future. And like I said, we will be putting this up on our website. And traffic, we always have traffic issues. We know we're still hanging in there and hopeful that something will happen at the Escondido entrance onto Lyons Road, that David Ricks and our county commissioner will find the money to put in at least a solar speed limit sign so people know what speed they're going, and maybe they'll slow down and it'll help. We're still looking for help and talking to our elected officials on the turnpike and the issue of the turnpike on Glades Road and the turnpike entrance exit on Palmetto Park that was designed many years ago. So we're still working on that, still looking to see what needs to be done. We know we have a problem at Glades Road, and we know that it's going to get worse. We do believe that a turnpike interchange on Palmetto, very similar if you've ever been on the turnpike and have gone north and gone up on Jog Road up in West Palm, an entrance very similar to that would be very helpful to us in West Boca. I know we've heard from residents around communities that about Lowe's and about Walmart with the outdoor storage and the vehicles, the trucks idling all night, which is against code. And many years ago when Lowe's came to the West Boca Community Council, when Walmart came to the West Boca Community Council, those were all conditions of approval that they agreed to before they got our support. So we are staying on that, and we are hopeful that, well, Palm Beach County is on Lowe's. They've got so many violations. Code enforcement's working on those. We're hoping to work with Walmart to get their issue resolved for with the surrounding communities. David Ricks finally took care of the red light that was on Palmetto Park that, excuse me, after the golf tournament that was held at Boca Rio, the golf course on Boca Rio. They had a golf tournament and they had changed that light to a flashing light, and they were busing people in and out. Well, that light never went back to a standard red light, which we believe was causing an issue with speeding on Palmetto Park. And I believe it was just within the past 2 weeks that Palm Beach County finally fixed that light. It is now fully operational, and it does slow traffic down on Palmetto Park, which is, again, why we would like the light at Escondido to help slow people down when they're going around that curve so that we don't lose any more lives. And I think that's all that I have that I know that's going on. Does anybody have anything that they want to discuss or bring up or that you need help with? Raise your hand. Nick?
Yeah, I just want to thank Kelly for, again, the concern that we all have here, as well as around the state, on the increasing raise of prices for homeowners insurance. It's a big community issue wherever we talk to anybody, and thank you for continuing the efforts on our behalf on that, Kelly.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. As you guys know, I've talked to you before. I really think the solution is a national one with a national catastrophic risk pool that is similar to the flood plan that we use, the flood insurance plan that we have. Obviously, that's how insurance works. If you spread the risk, you lower the cost. And I do think that we should be engaging with other states and creating a compact so that we can have a national catastrophic risk pool and reduce those costs. Because Florida doesn't seem able to solve the problem by itself.
You know what, Kelly, it's funny that you bring that up because many years ago, Milton Brenner, God bless him, if you remember Milton Brenner.
I do.
Was on our board of directors for many, many years. And we went and we sat with Ron Klein on what can we do to get catastrophic insurance for the entire country, not just for Florida, but it seems so logical that if they spread the risk amongst the entire country for whether it's flood, fire, hurricanes, these catastrophic storms, that it would be so much easier to handle. I'm sure a lot of you know that I manage community associations. We've seen their policies double. The umbrella, which used to be fairly inexpensive, is the most outrageous now. So we need help. We need help when it comes to insurance. And if you're a homeowner, last year I had no choice but to go to Citizens. And now I've received a letter from Citizens because the price of homes have increased so much that they no longer will insure my home because the cost to rebuild it is too expensive. So here I am.
I do think that we need to raise that cap. So in Miami-Dade and Monroe counties, it's $1 million, and everywhere else in the state, it's $750,000. Which, we have no control over the escalating costs and values of our homes. And so we really need to raise that cap so that it's at least $1 million statewide, for people to be able to buy into Citizens. So I do think that that's probably on the table when we go back, because we've been talking about that for a while.
Thank you. Because I know I've got, I think, 15 days left to find an insurance company, and It's not easy, and I would hate to see what my mortgage company does if they force place insurance for me. So, anything else? Anybody have anything else? No? If we have nothing else, then I'm going to go home and take the dogs to the dog park. My favorite thing, their favorite thing. And we will see you back next month where we are going to talk extensively about workforce housing. We just recently heard about the perceptions that, true or not, that our schools are overcrowded. Or in fact, we have a teacher shortage. So classrooms may be overcrowded because we don't have the staff. We don't have staff and teachers because they have nowhere to live in our community. It's just too expensive. So we desperately need workforce housing. And we'll have a couple speakers next month to talk about that, what exactly it means, what income bracket are we talking about for workforce housing. That there's so many mistruths out there. So next month I look forward to really getting into workforce housing and what we can do to help try and pass that referendum this year when we go to the polls. Also next month, I believe we will still be on Zoom because the library is set up for voting. As much as we would like to be in person after the November elections, we will be back in person. So until then, be safe, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
And let us know if you need any help or have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great
Good night,
night.
Sherry. Good night, Ellen.
And everyone, nice meeting you.
Good
Good
night.
night. Thank you.